Hey gang, Spontaneous Prime here, and this video is for adult collectors because this video was honestly $200 expensive and was really hard to find for at least that. Alrighty, so here we are back at it again with another retro review of something that is a very old toy that is in my collection that is dusted up, paint scratched, and missing parts and or broken, but still holds the test of time, in my opinion. But we are here on this video to find out if it does or really does not. So, with that out of the way, this figure was $200 expensive, like I said in the intro of this video, and was really hard for me to get at the time, and especially to find it for that $200 price point. But let's not beat out the bush here, and let us get into Transformers War for Cybertron Siege Commander Class Jetfire. And this dude is big, like really big. Like I have to have the camera pretty far out from the desk to actually put this. Like I have my phone stand literally a foot from the review desk. So like I said earlier, getting all that out of the way and not trying to pad out this video for too long. This dude, excuse me, this dude has been sitting on my shelf for 2 years, and he's been out since Siege, so around 5 years ago this dude came out. And I gotta say, this dude really stands out to me. Got a bunch of paint chipping on the back here. Way too dusty on the back here. Got some spots that have kind of dulled out and just looks kind of bad, but that's because I keep messing with it, and most of this is because I had oil in my hands and I forgot about it after working. So let's get into that posability to see if those ratchets stood out or still stand up. So the head is on a swivel and can hinge up and down, which is still honestly really tight for as many times as I've played with this dude. You also have an extra panel in the chest here, and that's not loose at all. Now as for the ratchets for the shoulders, oh yeah, oop, there we go. He does still have the same problem as many times as I've fixed this, where the shoulder just comes untabbed though. But we're not here for the problems of tabs. We're just saying if the ratchets and everything still hold up in this dude. And yeah, they still do. They have a little less give, but they still hold up very well. As I proceed to hit the camera, you do have a good outward, which is still tight on my copy. You do have a good bicep rotation, which is still tight on my copy. Double elbow, which is still pretty tight on my copy. The wrist swivel has actually loosened up, because this wrist swivel, when I got it, was pretty darn tight. Now the hand gimmick tries to lock up every now and then instead of it freely. Oop, we'll get into that in a moment. It does try to lock up every now and then, but every now and then, not too often. The waist swivel still pretty darn tight. Like, it hasn't even loosened its grip at all. These bits to the side, his hip skirt's still pretty tight. But the one thing that is loosened up on my copy, besides this tab, which is honestly starting to irritate me now, is his hips. His hips have loosened up, and I have tried everything in my power to tighten them. Yeah, the knee joints aren't exactly as sturdy as they were back then too. Like he won't fall over, but it's just trying to get him to stand up straight is the problem. Like, I know when I pulled him out of the box that these joints were a heck of a lot stiffer. There's now a bit of play in those joints, and he's just been standing there on a shelf just collecting dirt, and I've been trying my darndest to keep him clean. The knee joints doesn't exactly have as much play, but they definitely have softened up because they used to be louder clicks. The feet tilt, still pretty solid, and the toe articulation is still pretty solid. But other than that, it's just the hips and the knee joints that have loosened up over time. But other than that, he can still hold poses like really, really well. Like this one and this pose. Like he can definitely still hold some decent poses. And he's definitely too darn big to be sneaking around my studio like this, aiming his gun at. And for as big as he is, he can't really pose dynamically well. But he was made towards the end of the John Warden era, and all of the gimmicks still hold up pretty well. I don't really have his accessories out, so I can't really show the whole gimmick where he's like Valkyrie from what is that line called? What is it called? I'll definitely remember. I'll definitely remember it later. But anyways, now let us get into the transformation and see if that holds. So here is Jetfire in his jet mode, and I gotta say that this is absolutely huge for a jet mode. And I gotta say, this does really look beautiful. I honestly like this more than I like the Masterpiece Jetfire. Let me clean that up a little bit because I have yet. This is like my 45th time pulling him off the shelf, and now it's there. I don't like that. There we go. He is now almost spiffy again. There we go. And this jet mode really does work for me. His landing gear, if I can remember how to pull him out. Yeah. Just come out from the knees, and then you got the one up at the top up here. Come on. The landing gear actually do still work, like I was saying, because my brain really did a lapse on me. Anyways, the landing gear do work, and the jet mode is absolutely big. Now I'm not gonna do any comparisons with this. There's plenty of videos on this dude, enough already, and this is just a retro to see if this dude still holds up. And yeah, I gotta say he does. The jet mode still works. We're probably not going to get another one for a very, very hot minute. And hopefully if we do get one, it would be another Commander class to update this one. Or even better, an Armada Jetfire to go with a Commander class. Armada Optimus Prime, that was the figure of the year this year. And it so deserved it, but I feel like it probably would have went to Deathsaurus if he would have released a lot earlier. Alrighty, so that's pretty much all that I have to say here for Jetfire. His ratchet joints still work, they still hold up after 5 years. Yes, my copy is dirty, all the gimmicks still do work, he's paint chipped. I mean, we play with our toys as soon as they come out of the box, us collectors and toy reviewers. We play around with them, get our opinion on them, and then we occasionally pull them off the shelf to mess around to see if our opinions still changed or not. So, of course, our figures are going to get dirty, paint scratched if they fall, parts broken if they fall, and chewed up if they fall and a dog gets to them. I'm looking at you, Galvatron. So anyways, yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say here. Thanks for sticking in. Please subscribe. I'm trying to get my channel to 500 viewers before the end of May of next year. Sorry. And it also lets me know that you love the content that I make here, both Magic and Transformers. So if you wouldn't mind doing that, it's free. You don't have to, but it just lets me know that you like what I do. So out of the way, got nothing else to say. Spongimus Prime, signing out.